I've had this take for a couple years now. I think every team should have to have one right wing beat reporter.
Okay, I'm listening.
I think
Yeah.
because I think if you would poll a lot of their beat reporters, it seems that they may skew a little left or right in the center left, and everything. There's
Yeah.
no really like. Could you imagine during the whole vaccination stuff if there was just one guy
Yeah.
from from I don't know what's Breitbart from Breitbart who was
Yeah.
covering the Eagles and was just
Yeah.
like, why? It's their body, their choice. I just think a right wing reporter for the Philadelphia Eagles would just throw so much fire into an
Yeah.
already exciting beat reporter locker room, for lack of a better word. That I think every Philadelphia team should have a right wing guy just to
They
really
do
spice it up.
exist. They do exist. They're rare. There are conservative Republican beat writers. You just don't know about it because
Mm.
they don't tweet because they're in the minority, So when everybody was doing the Trump, when most of the sports writers were just shitting on Trump every day for 4 years straight or whatever, there were a lot of people who've not a lot. I'd say that like the skew in Philly sports media is probably like 80% of the writers are mostly like liberal Democrat, moderate Democrat, whatever. And it's like 20%. There are John Borks out there. Yeah.
John Borg. See, I don't
There
know who
are
that
John
is.
Borks. Yeah, there are. You just don't hear about it because they like keep their thoughts to themselves because it's unpopular, especially in the world of media. But
It would just be hilarious if someone came out and was like, you know what, Matisse Thybulle didn't get the shot because you know why? It's
yeah.
his body, his choice, or
Yeah, because
or
fuck
someone.
you. Yeah.
So when no one was reporting on the Lane Johnson stuff last year, it's like, well, this pussy needs to start playing. Okay,
Yeah.
mental health is a fake
Yeah.
figment of your imagination.
Lane
I think
Johnson is a pussy in my column, right? Yeah, there's people who think that, man. Yeah, but they should, right? I agree with it. If you think that, then put it out there, man. It would make it entertaining.
is there a right wing Philly sports blog?
Well, Boric left NBC Sports. Oh, Crossing Broad, allegedly. Okay.
Well, we're also libtards too, Kinkhead.
Right.
You're a
Okay.
libtard.
So sometimes we're libtards, and sometimes we're the Proud Boys. That changes day to day, depending on what the Facebook commenters feel, how they feel. So
I just think it would really spice it up. I think it would really throw a wrench into the whole situation. You see guys more.
it would,
There'd be
man.
more fights
Yeah,
on Twitter. There'd be more stuff. I mean, it helps us
yeah.
too. There'd be more stuff for us to write about. Like, oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah, that'd be so. Well, here's the funny thing, man, is that Boric like just up and left, and he started his own conservative web media website. Do you remember that? Were you with us?
I
Were
don't know
you
who this Bork guy is.
John Boric used to be the Flyers guy at NBC Sports Philadelphia. Um, I think the thing where he announced his like conservatism. Why can't I say that word? Was when he came out and said his son, like his kids, had to wear like pink uniforms or some shit like that. Um, and then people are like, well, who cares? Pink, whatever, right? Like you can't wear pink because you're a pussy, right? So
Dying on a hill of pink uniforms.
yeah, but that was like his entry point. It's like, oh, he's like a Republican. All right, whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But he got laid off or he got let go or whatever by NBC Sports Philadelphia. I don't know if any of that had to do with his politics or, but he started a website called Jock Smack, where it was like he branded it. It's like the intersection of sports and politics. There was a lot of conservative politics. It's like Colin Kaepernick's a dickhead and Megan Rapinoe sucks for kneeling, like stuff. Yeah, it was focused on that kind. It was like Outkick, like it was like early days Outkick.
Outkick for Philly sports. Jock Smack sounds like a really bad like Finnish metal band.
Jock Smack. Yeah, it sounds like a rap rock. Like
I had to use a gender neutral bathroom at my township baseball game.
Yeah, this is it. I remember writing about this stuff. It was actually very interesting because it was like I never had like kind of delved into this. Yeah, it was called Sports and it was a sports and politics.
Still
around? Hey, click on that. Can we click on that?
Yeah. Can we find let's see, jocksmack.com.
Yeah. Let's see where it takes us. Yeah. Yeah. We'll have to see.
Jocksmack.com. All right.
Yeah. He had like a couple writers and everything.
And now the GoDaddy's coming up right now. The domain is available. So if we want to buy the domain, we'll sell it back to John Borg for 25 cents.
There are more guys who probably like on the radio and TV side who probably are conservative. I think like the writers like lean more into like how do I explain this? the writers lean into like the journalism and like the romanticizing of the discipline, and like sports writing is so important or whatever. And they tend to lean like liberal because they have this like, I don't know how to explain. It's like this like liberal arts English language, like left lean. It's they all kind of fall into the same thing. I think yeah, Tony and some of the other guys, like they come from a different background. They're not the same. It's not beat writing. You know what I mean?
Tony like maybe like took a right turn and then he like literally went off the highway. Like the
Yeah,
highway like left.
yeah, yeah.
He got off at 95. He was going
It's
straight
very
on 95, going around. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting though. It's actually a really good topic because, right, I mean, like when athletes got really outspoken about this shit during the Trump era, like most of the reporters probably agreed with them,
Hmm.
and most of those reporters are probably like shitting on Trump nonstop anyway. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
if
the
you
ones
like
that come to my mind are like I remember Bowen going after Trump all the time. Kemsky went after Trump all the time, never had a
yeah,
problem. Those
yeah,
are probably the two ones I can remember. I know Newbeck used to say
yeah.
what he's got to say and stuff, but
Derek would tweet something every so
Derek,
often. Yeah,
yep, yeah. I mean, definitely
yeah,
the Sixers guys do lean left. I think if we threw a nice little right winger from Breitbart reporting on the Sixers, I think it would muck it up a lot.
yeah. For like a yeah,
And we
get
need
like
that because this team fucking sucks. They're what 5-6 right now. Big
yeah.
win last night.
Call
Yeah,
up
we
call
need
up
some
Steve
firework.
call up Steve Bannon and ask him if he's got somebody who can do the Sixers beat. Throw him right in the middle. That yeah.